I'm ready now.
All right. Anyways, we got the Datamine. Is this really the rest of the Grail Mercenaries? I'm actually. Oh wait, no, the kid.
Boyd.
The kid. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't care about
Boyd,
Boyd, but yeah. Okay.
Yeah, now people are gonna be complaining about Boyd instead of Jill.
Right. Well, I never really used it. Anyways, here we have Ilyana, Shinon, Gatrie, Jill, and Petrine, Icy Flame Lancer, the Fierce Draco Knight, Armored Amor. I hate when people like mix languages together to make a name like that. Armored Love is.
I mean, that's just English.
I guess a more well, it's a French origin word, but sure. Scathing Archer, Shinon, and Hungry Mage. All right, so quick check on their stats. Yeah, it doesn't really surprise me, guys. All the fast units nowadays are 40 and above. But
Jill's a little slow, relatively speaking.
Oh, what the hell? I do want to say
Yeah.
Shamil yesterday guessed on Petrine. He said 34 attack, 37 speed, and he guessed around 30 defense too. Wow, he was
Shamil
actually just one off on attack. Yeah.
I wasn't expecting Petrine to be that good.
Okay.
Stat-wise.
Right.
Yeah, no, the free-to-plays
Let me
this time are
double-check
actually
that,
pretty sweet. I mean, Ilyana's out there with 38 attack and 40 res.
Yeah. Oh, that's funny. By the way, I'm pretty sure it was most of YouTube that was like really bad on it, not Twitch. But all right. You can take them out emote only mode.
Yeah.
All right. Anyways, we'll start with the first hero, Ilyana. At level 40, she has 39 HP, 38 attack, 32 speed, 17 defense, and 40 res. Res super boon at 40 base. I mean, we've gone into that point where we're getting 40 base res heroes now.
For free to play too. Don't forget Raphael before.
Right. Raphael was like mind-boggling. And if anyone saw those videos on Raphael just killing heroes with iceberg, like doing no damage but just smashing them with iceberg, that was a really legit thing.
I mean, he has Wu-Dao in his perf at the very least, but
yeah, I mean, it made
insane.
sense. Okay.
And yeah, 38 attack on a free-to-play unit that's in the consistent pool as a 3-star.
So that was what I was guessing as well. Just like Micaiah, except you know.
I did not think she'd have that much attack though.
Yeah,
it's with like 35 attack and 22 defense or something like that.
Yeah, it's still really high.
It's like I've already found a comparison we can do for Julia or
Yeah, it's gonna
Ilyana.
be a bit.
Yeah.
Wait, what? Let's refresh people on this on what she has first.
Oh yeah,
What she has.
of course, and what she has at 4-star.
Yep. Okay, so the
So,
first.
yeah.
Okay.
Um,
yeah. Go ahead.
Can't seem to decide on who's going to be getting it. So for those who forget, Ilyana comes with Blarfox Plus, which is the first Foxstone to demote into the main pool, and the second Foxstone in general. She has, as her 4-star skill, she has Mirror Strike, and her 5-star skill is Resploy 3. And then, was it Iceberg or Quake? I think it's Iceberg, right? Yeah.
Sounds right.
Right, it is. So the reason why I want that to be pointed out is because 32 speed. By the way, like at 32 speed with Blarfox refined for speed, that adds another 2. Blarfox is adding another 4 essentially. That's already 6. So you can actually legitimately make a speed Ilyana. So if you, I'm basically saying at base she's like 38 speed effectively if you refine for speed, and then if you go plus speed that's 41. And of course you got your A skill, you got your seal slot. You got flowers and whatnot, so you can't make a speed Ilyana, and which would be pretty deadly considering how hard she hits at 38 attack base.
Pretty easily, honestly, pretty easy to make a speed Ilyana. Like,
Yeah.
I think that's just the way to go if you want to use her in general content. Like, that's just a really solid base speed. And then, of course, she has, what now? That puts her up to 50 base attack, so 54 with her Foxstone, just active. And
Right.
then, of course, she's Mirror Strike, that's already 58 base attack.
Right, she's not afraid of fighting mages, which also does make me want to say, it would be really cool to have Mystic Boost on her. so she can fight
Oh, yeah.
dragons without much worries.
I think that's a designed purpose for her, is to go
Right.
on the mage assault, the dragon assault. Basically being the free-to-play equivalent of a Julia, but with speed.
By the way, somebody just said, I can feed her to herself.
Yes? Which way?
Yeah.
And how delicious would it be?
Because,
it really would work both ways too. Which
right.
Is weird.
Because, again, Blarfox, you could put on any blue mage and find use in it. Literally anyone without a perf would probably like that weapon.
And not to mention that the Halloween Ilyana has Spooky Sensor, if you want to go Fury.
Right. She can also pull off one of those builds as well. Anyways, so this new Ilyana really did break the mold for me because I wasn't expecting her to be, like, this good. I know her defense is super low, but I like that personally. Like, min-maxing hero to be really good at certain things and just abandoning everything there. And by the way, 17 defense is not crazily low when you have 39 HP because effective bulk of 58. And, of course, this is a demoted hero, which means to say...
56.
Huh?
Yeah. Combine that with
56,
Foxstone.
not 58.
Oh, sorry. 50...
Oh, yeah, on initiation it would be more.
Right.
Yeah, it'd be 60 on initiation, which is really sweet.
Right. And then with the merges, of course, you're not really worried about dying in one shot. And with the ability to drop the enemy slip speed, she's likely to, unless they're super fast, but she's likely to be able to take one hit. So she's not in that danger zone where you can't attack anything that can counterattack or you die. So it actually works really well. And of course, because she's demoting, like, instantly, this is, like, one of my favorites, 2+10. Easily.
I mean, if you go plus res, you could technically use her in arena, although we're getting to the point where 170 is not going to cut it.
Yeah, I don't want to suggest that, personally. 166 BST base, go plus res to reach 170, but yeah, 170 doesn't really cut it nowadays.
It's just an option if you want to not use duel.
Yeah.
Right.
But... for a free-to-play unit, having a nice min-max stat line is really appreciated, so... obviously, you could argue that Ilyana has too much speed, but what can you do at this point?
Wait, is that melee from ReZero? Also Wazjamp.
Hey, Ignis, how you doing? Okay. But I actually like the fact that she has, like, 32 speed, which, by the way, that also wants me to ask for comparison with Hubert, because I believe Hubert's also around there. Wait, actually, I think Hubert's slower.
Hubert is, I believe, just a little slower. No, actually. Hubie, who came out last year and got BST screwed, has only 156 BST, so 10 less BST. To start.
What the hell? It's 10 BST in a year? I thought it was just be a one generation bump.
Well, Hubert got screwed.
Oh, right, he was right before the bump. That's right.
Yeah, poor Hubert. He does have 2 more HP, though. 1 more attack, equal speed, 2 more defense, and then 15 less res.
Yeah, rest in peace.
Yikes.
You can see where that went.
Yeah. Okay, so...
it's basically just Hubert, but a res tank.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Basically better... oh, I'll just say that. Better Hubert. Especially because... da-da-da, she's not 5-star locked. Hubert
is now relegated to just being infantry hexblade fodder.
Right, he does have better fodder now, but yeah. Okay, with that said, immediately I do think you have 2 ways to go about her. You either go try to make that one-shot happen, one-shot kills happen, go plus attack, like death blow and whatnot. Maybe double death blow. Because at 38 attack, we can compare her like other hard-hitting mages just to put in perspective, but you have a legitimate chance of like one-shotting a lot of red heroes especially.
Absolutely. Very solid option if you want to go under an infantry ball especially.
Right, yeah.
The bottom of it. Because she has 39 HP, which is pretty considerable.
Yeah. Okay, and then the other option is, of course, to mix in speed and utilize that speed, because 32 is salvageable with Larfox. So you got several options of her. So she's really flexible.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that this is one of the best free-to-play units if you're just looking to have an option for anything.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I appreciate free-to-play units when they have a nice mix on their potential. Not like to the point where they don't really excel in anything. There have been units in the past, Lorenz, who just have a little bit of everything and nothing good. Ilyana actually manages to have some focus that's good, but not exactly pigeonholed into one role either. With
Yeah.
And mage tanking. So I really appreciate that.
Mm-hmm.
And obviously, fodder is amazing. Mirror Strike is now 4-star available, so that's another 240 SPA slot option. And for a lot of mage tank initiators, or for pathing into Mirror Impact, this is a really convenient option that doesn't require you to go and get an Oliver to kill.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's actually the big part. A lot of people were mentioning how Mirror Strike dropping was going to help a lot for a lot of players.
It's pretty huge, honestly. We do not have a lot of them. There are a lot of skills, like the double stat skills, like Sturdy Blow, for example, is only 5-star in Athena. Not very convenient, but
yeah.
Ilyana is making it a little better, at least.
Okay. So with that said, let's get some other comparisons, since you guys wanted to start with that.
MadCrash wants to start with Julia.
So, for the first comparison, Fallen Julia, actually.
It's all because of Hexblade that 100% screwed him.
Yeah, Hexblade was probably too early.
Gone.
Yeah, if not for that, he wouldn't have been 5-star locked at all.
Yeah.
So, comparison with Fallen Julia. As a preface, Ilyana has 5 more BST.
Generation.
Yep. They have the same HP. Julia has 3 more attack, 8 less speed, the same defense, and the same res.
Wait, what the heck?
So Fallen Julia is just slower.
Slower, but also,
better
Dark
attacking.
Scripture is a broken weapon anyway.
Yes. Obviously, Julia she also has Light and Dark, and
that too.
There's a lot going for Fallen Julia, no mistake there, but she's just slower, and that's it.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of insane. But that is a surprisingly accurate comparison.
Yeah. Okay.
But
That's
just
I saw that one.
slightly inaccurate. Then let's bring in Legendary Julia.
okay.
4 less BST on Legendary Julia. She has 1 more HP, 1 more attack, 4 less speed, 2 more defense, and 4 less res. That's definitely a lot more different.
It's just Ilyana's like stat advantage is it's mind-boggling actually.
Compared to 5-star.
So you remember that Legendary Julia has Light and Dark
Everything.
as well, and then Virtuous Naga is, it's a red erasing weapon.
The kits are basically the best parts about them, but stats, it's surprising how well Ilyana's holding up as a...
Yeah, that's
No.
definitely true there.
I won't forget the skills and whatnot, but it's just still crazy to me. She, like, the fact that she's like comparing so well stat-wise to, she has the BSD bump, but she's also a demoted hero. And again, like the last one we got that was demoted, as everyone's pointing out at this point, is La Rochelle, and that's such a long time ago.
We've been destitute when it comes to demoted mages. It's not a good time.
Mm-hmm.
So obviously, just for that factor alone, Ilyana is going to be popular.
Yeah. So for me, instantly, I would absolutely recommend her. Like, there's no reason
100%.
not to. Yeah.
And I'd also say keep an eye on her fodder, because that's some sweet fodder as well.
Right. So if you guys pick up Ilyana, do make her. She matches up so well against the current pool of mages. Which, by the way, I also want to hear about her versus Micaiah.
I can do that. So compared to the original Micaiah, 15 more BST.
Okay.
Micaiah has 4 less HP, 3 less attack, 4 less speed, 1 more defense, congratulations, and 5 less res.
Yeah, this is what I was trying to talk about from the start. Like, she reminded me so much of Micaiah, except she has so much more BST, so she just ends up being almost better on everything, except for that 1 defense.
That 1 defense, oh no.
Yeah. So she compares really favorably to the same concept as like a Soniki or a Lilna, where they go for one-shot kills. So that's why I really do believe you got two ways to go with Ilyana. You either use the speed or you just double down on attack.
Which is why the next one is May, a little bit further down the line.
Oh,
May
God.
is currently May is currently well known because she has the Tome of Order, no, that's Cecilia. Book
Orchid.
of Orchids, which
Yep,
is
Book of
Death
Orchids.
Blow on a Perf Tome, which immediately gives 8 attack advantage. That's not exactly easy to make up. But May has 18 less BST. She has 4 less HP, 2 less attack, 1 less speed, 1 less defense, and 10 less res.
Wow. May's dead.
I kind of. May gets 10 more
Well-
Dragon Flowers, and which keeps her up in attack.
Ugh.
And then Tome of Order, Book of Orchids, gives Death Blow on Perf Tome. So
Okay.
technically, May's still the better nuke.
I'll go back to that because I do think you're right. If you're willing to commit that hard, you're right. But I don't think that's a thing for most people. I think if you're just looking for a pocket mage, Ilyana, there's no competition at this point.
Yeah.
For like Arena Assault, low commitment, you get so much value off of her.
At this point, it's more so just you have to kind of weigh in your options. Do you want to maximize damage output? If so, you go May. It's kind of hard to compete with May right now, unless you Blade Tome. But if you want to not suck as a unit, otherwise, then go Ilyana.
Yeah, and I
So
guess
yeah, we're
technically May also has that link skill, attack speed link built in her. So
Yeah, I tend not to keep that in mind because
same.
most people don't even use it.
yeah,
But I guess that is worth noting. May is not entirely trashed here, but outside of just being a slightly better nuke, May is worse.
yeah. Okay, but I think that's enough about Ilyana. Yeah, sorry. Go ahead.
Well, one more comparison actually.
Okay.
Oh,
Halloween Ilyana.
Oh
was
yeah,
gonna say.
that's a good one. Yep.
whoops.
Yep. So there is a difference of 3 BST between the two.
What
Halloween has
the
more.
heck?
That
It's
puts it in
kind of
perspective.
dumb.
What are you brothers? You guys said it at the same time, in the same way.
Maybe.
Okay, go ahead.
All right. Halloween Ilyana has 2 more HP, the same attack, 9 less speed, 13 more defense, and 3 less res.
That's actually really interesting. By the way, Ilyana is about her 1-year anniversary at this point, so we're getting near.
Almost.
But that's
About 2
crazy.
weeks or so.
But no, that's so crazy to see, like that little gap in BST of armor
And yet
versus
they're completely different.
they're also completely different. Yeah.
I mean, granted, they're both attack res, but this one's much faster than the other one's actually a good mixed tank.
hmm
Different value for different folks, but yeah, the fact that now a infantry mage is almost up to armor mages is terrifying.
hmm
And I saw the request for a comparison to Brunya.
I'll let you do it.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Sure.
Brunya has 3 more HP, 3 less attack, 1 less speed, 4 more defense, and 7 less res, with 4 less BST overall.
Worth noting, Frimble Vetter is an amazing tome. But,
Right.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like,
Brunion
Debuff
is-
immunity is something that kind of can't be overstated, but Ilyana does have just more focused stats, which does work out in her favor in certain situations.
Was Halloween Ilyana last year or 2 years ago?
Halloween last year.
Yeah.
Okay, I was double checking myself. I had
It,
doubts.
I know it feels a lot longer for some reason.
No kidding. And just quick reference, by the way, there are only 3 heroes in the entire game with more res than Ilyana, being Nagi, Winterfey, and Mr. Raphael himself.
Wow. Okay. So she's really almost in a league of her own, but her stat spread I think puts her in, well, almost. Well, no, it does because there aren't other blue mages like her. Well, they kind of, but she's above them all in terms of stats.
Well, there's only Legendary Julia is the only blue mage with more attack than Ilyana.
Right.
Period. Like she even has she actually has 1 more attack than Ophelia. As weird as that sounds.
All right, but yeah, enough about Ilyana. Let's move on to someone that a lot of people are excited.
Yep.
Well, I think Ilyana is a strong start. That's actually such a good hero. But Shinon,
Such a good free play.
yeah, Shinon with 40 HP, 38 attack, 42 speed, 27 defense, 24 res, super boons in speed and res, and yeah, he ended up being 171 BST. So, oh, that is, wait, that is not significant. I was like, oh, so he's not going to be a scoring hero? No, you just go plus speed.
Yeah, you have to go plus speed, which is not a big deal. I mean, unless you want to make him a mixed tank, which technically you could.
You could, but what the heck? So just to put things in perspective, Shinon scores as well as, like, say, Young Marth, Astrum, Itsuki scores as well as hell, even Sothis. So yeah, he's an archer hero.
As well as George.
Huh? And yeah, he scores 1 point less than George, I believe.
He has no. They both score the same.
Oh, they do. Okay.
They're in the same bracket, but George doesn't need a super boon to be able to score there.
Right.
Yeah, that's why.
When you have less BST, you tend to get better treatment on super boons.
Yeah.
And
Also, well, I was gonna say Shinon actually has the same super boons as Brave Claude.
Brave Claw's just gonna be rearing his face all over the place, huh? I guess I will just say immediately out the gate, if you do want to, you could go plus res Shinon, because double bow gives +5 to all stats if you're alone, along close counter. So you could actually immediately be hitting 32 defense and 33 res if you did that, just for being solo.
That being said, with Shinon, if you're only gonna go after one copy, I think neutral is the best
for real?
trait for only one copy.
Simply
Because his
speed
stats get absolutely absurd.
Oh, his stats get absurd, but his res is actually kind of a throwaway stat at lower merges, I'd say. Like, dragons aren't a big part of the meta these days, and
when you're reaching 32 effective res just for existing, basically.
Yeah,
I mean, I guess you could make the argument to
I would still prefer attacker speed. Just double down on that.
Yeah, but
like,
I would say that
I get the argument for it, but if you want him to really take advantage of everything that double bow has to offer, I think neutral is the best single copy trait that he can have.
Okay,
it's one of them.
Fair enough.
I'll agree with that because he's
honestly, I would say any stats, because anything but HP basically for me is what I would prefer.
Yeah, I would say hope you don't get minus defense.
Yeah, that too.
Yeah, no kidding.
All right, so quick refresher on Shinon for those who forgot. He has double bow, Deadeye, attack, defense, solo, all attack speed, and times pulse. So we'll just explain double bow.
Attack, defense, solo 4. What?
Attack, defense, solo 4. Did okay, well, yeah.
Yeah, you just said attack, defense, solo.
Oh, well.
Yeah.
I would hope people just assume it's 4, but yeah, my bad. Special trigger cooldown count -1, effect against flying foes, of course. If unit is not adjacent to any allies, grants attack, speed, defense, res +5 during combat. Unit can counterattack regardless of foe's range. So it's not very hard for him to just trigger that ability and get +5 to all stats, which, by the way, this +5 to all stats crap, they're doing this on everybody nowadays. Like, it's making everybody absurd.
Claude.
Yeah, like, these archers essentially have the BSTs of, like, well, they essentially go... They get close to, like,
they
that's
go
like
up by 20 points.
Yeah, yeah. I'm saying,
they're
like,
basically like what an armor would have on average.
Right, that's a better way of saying it. That's why I'm like, it's kind of getting kind of absurd, but damn good. Anyways, and of course, as people have discussed at this point, he's also lucky enough. Well, he's unlucky enough. He's lucky enough to have Deadeye, but he's unlucky enough to have Deadeye because they're gonna kill him off for Deadeye, which apparently just inheritable to all archers.
And that's it.
Only.
Which you can path Deadeye and times pulse off one inherit, should you so choose, to immediately make anybody have one cooldown Deadeye with Slaying. Or if you're running on Legendary Crom, because you know people will, 2 cooldown.
Yeah.
Times pulse on Legendary Crom with Deadeye is still going to be absolutely terrifying.
Yeah.
Well, I'm
just preface with that. Shinon's amazing, but expect a lot of Deadeyes out there.
Yeah.
More so than Shinon.
Yep. Shinon's existence will make Arena during water season even more hellish.
But with that said, I also just expect to see a lot of him because his stat spread is actually incredibly good.
Oh, he's a fantastic unit. That
Right.
much I'll agree with.
And it's also kind of funny that he can just ignore skills like Spurn and whatnot thanks to Deadeye. But the reality is he's so fast he doesn't really have to worry about it anyways.
Yeah.
Yeah, he
Like
kind
with
of-
his base kit alone, if you're fulfilling everything, he's reaching 50 speed
Yeah.
at neutral.
Yep. And if you go plus speed, that's 54 speed. So yeah, he really doesn't really need it, but it's nice to have anyways.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it still helps with things like Brave Dimitri's defense check, which you will
Right,
use,
right.
or
Or Silk or Silky.
Guard or Silk. Silk?
Silk. Yeah, what?
Silky?
The beast what?
Silky.
Silky.
Yeah. So anything like that, obviously, but not Legendary Corn. It does not work against specials.
Right.
Right, but I think that's about the only one. I wouldn't not really worry about that to be honest, because yeah, it's just Legendary Corn. I don't see Ice Mirror anywhere anymore.
Yeah, it's just Legendary Corn, so that's one matchup he's gonna not like. Just prefacing with that.
Yeah.
This, for reference, makes him the best offensive archer we have. I feel like we're just stepping on people's toes at this point with that title.
Oh yeah. That's 70
but
points in attack and speed total. That's insane.
No, that's
Next-
80.
Oh,
That's
sorry,
80
80.
as a total.
580. For reference, Pirate Brigid has 77. Winter Marth, 77. Joshua, that'd be 75. The new one, that is Claude, 76. Yeah, he's crushing all of them by a more than decent standard.
Mm-hmm.
While having close counter to boot.
While having close counter to boot, and because of all the damage, because of the extra defense from double bow, from attack defense solo, and from low attack speed, that's what is again 15 extra defense. So he is 42 defense effective.
And even then, he still has 32 effective res.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's with base kit alone
Correct.
at neutral.
And
Honest-
he's probably going to run speed res solo.
Okay.
Yeah, Speed Res Solo is probably his best seal right now.
Right. So he really will have no weaknesses, and he's not going to be afraid of any speed damage reduction heroes at all.
Yeah, or any damage reduction outside of special. Even Fall Neon, he could actually probably get a reliable counter going on with triangle disadvantage in mind.
Okay, so with that said, this is such an absurdly good hero. He really does remind me of Takumi of year one. Now, saying that now, a lot of people aren't going to understand. But back then, he was legitimately just such a terror. Like, we could easily say he was the best hero in the game. I'm not gonna say like Shinon's the best hero in the game, but like, this is pretty damn impressive. That's for sure. He's like an all-purpose hero at this point.
He is literally just the Takumi of the new age, but not like in meta presence, just in how he performs.
Right.
You don't need counters for this guy.
Yeah.
Veil back to null follow up. Because we know is won't counter that. I say that but.
Wait, no follow-up.
Yeah, I don't get where null follow-up comes in against Shinon. He's not doing anything for guaranteed doubles. He's just that damn fast.
Yeah, null follow-up wouldn't do anything. Unless you mean to put null follow-up on him.
Which works.
Yeah,
It works.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and I guess it is also worth noting that he will be a heavy bite counter.
Yes.
I will not appreciate him whatsoever.
Yeah. Likes can get shredded.
Yep.
Ironic.
I do want to quickly talk about that too. Like, a lot of people mention he's like a racist and whatnot. I really don't think you should take it that way. I think most people are just more upset that he
I meant
left.
that as a joke since damage reductions don't work against Deadeye.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah, no, yeah. Get rid of close call. Go back to no follow up. Goodbye.
Okay, but yeah, most people hold that against him, but honestly, like, I can't, because frankly, if Grail died and now some kid's leading your mercenary band, would you like be enthusiastic about following him? Yeah, so I don't know. I feel like Shinon's a fine character. I like him quite a bit.
I'm fine with Shinon, and I feel like if the racist is just memes.
Yeah, I truly do believe that's mostly just me.
I haven't played the Tellius games, so I can't weigh in too much on his character.
I can't weigh in much more, but I've done a little bit.
All right.
Uh,
But with that
but
said,
he will definitely enjoy Legendary Roy's company. Let's just put it that way.
is there anyone you want to compare him to?
Let's just immediately get out of the way with Winter Marth. Winter Marth has 3 more BST. That's
God.
it. Winter Marth has 2 more HP, 2 less attack, 1 less speed, 3 more defense, 1 more res. Slightly better tank, and worse offensively.
Yeah.
And of course, it is worth noting that Tank Grisner is Winter Marth's perf. That is only +3 to all stats, whereas the double bow is +5.
I don't even really know what to say about that anymore. I find it so absurd how good he is compared to other archers.
I guess we'll get 2 archers that we were discussing yesterday as competition out of the way. Legendary Alm to start.
Oh wait, right before that, I do want to point out,
Yeah?
like, he doesn't replace any of those other 2 because of just how the function goes. So he has close counter in his bow. That can't keep up with like true damage of Alm, and that can't keep up with like the true brave of Leaf, and that can't keep up with the fire sweep of Elnora. So they're all different and they're all good. It's just Shinon seems to like to truly be like the best balance between offense and defense to me.
Yeah, the best raw offensive and defensive archer of the set. The other ones just have a gimmick, I guess. You could call Shinon a gimmick, but he's more so just the normal stat king.
Yeah.
But Legendary Alm is old. He has 9 less BST, equal HP, 1 less attack, 5 less speed, 1 less defense, and 2 less res. Ouch. It definitely went into the speed.
Yep.
And poor Bridal Cordelia used to be the best archer with 35-35.
I don't even mention that. I feel so bad. You got even up to year 2, 35-35 was the standard. That was the gold standard of looking for your archers.
Brave Alm was Legendary Alm was the first archer to break that completely.
Right.
And now Alm himself got trashed.
Right. I'm serious. In the past year, the power spike on archers has been insane.
Ever since picking
In
Flora,
general.
that caused the physical range buff in general. Archers and all daggers, for that matter, have just been going insane.
Right.
It's terrifying. And then for Eleonora, she is a little newer, has 5 less BST, 2 more HP, 1 less attack, 4 less speed, 2 less defense, and equal res.
Equal res. That's all she got.
Yeah. That's all. I mean, she got 2 more HP, but yeah.
I honestly, for 2 HP, it doesn't matter. When your HP is like too far away to like dodge things like, and having low HP sometimes is good because of infantry pulse. But when your HP is too low to dodge things like panic and whatnot, it doesn't even matter to me.
Yeah, and I mean, Eleonora's bulk is also trivial when, Mirage Bow.
Sweep.
Mm.
Yep. Meanwhile, I'm gonna be very, very mean with comparisons.
Who?
Come on, you're gonna really do this?
Yep. First up, because it was mentioned, Takumi,
Okay.
This is just murder.
the Archer King of Arena, has been completely dethroned several times over by now.
Years.
Poor Takumi. He
Yeah.
has the same HP, 6 less attack, 9 less speed,
Oh god.
2 less defense, and 6 less res.
He was
That's just base Takumi.
How-
Kind of a similar spread as far as the allocation of stats goes,
Yeah.
but that's really about it.
So what's the difference
moving on.
between their BST? Is it 20?
23.
23. That's disgusting.
Yes.
Woo.
And moving on to Fallen Takumi. The difference there is just 20 flats, to preface. Fallen Takumi has 3 less HP, 7 less attack, 8 less speed, 2 less defense, and equal res. So again, a somewhat similar allocation of stats, but just the numbers that have been stacking up over the years are just too much.
Right. That's actually depressing. I still remember using Takumi was my first 5-star, by the way, guys. I still remember using him so fondly. Well, he's been dead for a while now, but just now people are just taking a piss on his grave. So, bro, that's sad.
Let's get stupid. Let's get real stupid. To preface, Shinon is now one of the fastest heroes in Heroes.
Yeah.
They're like 42 is the peak. Let's compare to
So
Marita.
Wow,
Oh,
Marita.
God.
Okay.
Oh god, he actually holds up.
Yeah. So I will just say right now, Shinon has 1 less HP, 3 more attack, equal speed,
What?
4 less defense, and 1 more res.
So all he lost
has
was
the
on some
same
defense.
BST.
That's
He has-
it.
He has 1 less BST.
What the hell? Marita's still
They
such a
also
terror,
have the
guys.
Yeah, they also have the same super boons.
Of course.
Yeah, Shinon's on another level. Like, on another level. In terms of a scoring archer, or just dominating
This is
dominant
why it's
archer.
good for your favorite heroes to get put into the game later.
Yes, absolutely. Which is funny because the all the Fates and Awakening complaining we have, yeah, if you complain, that's because your heroes in other games didn't make it, and now you're pretty damn happy. Like waiting all this time, Shinon's just like a god.
Yeah, and meanwhile, those Fates Awakening units like Summer Camilla, Bunny Camilla,
All Camillas, well, except for the brave
they all
ones.
suck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh,
Funny enough, Brave Marita with her Super Bane
Who?
actually has the same defense as Shinon at base.
who?
Who?
Or not Fallen Marita, but base Marita.
Oh,
Okay.
Yeah,
I
her
was about to
Super
say.
Bane is defense.
okay, that's interesting. Honestly, I don't even think it matters.
Yeah.
And it's funny that they both
No,
have like
no.
stat manipulation in their weapons, and Shinon is.
They're both
But
solo.
Shinon's stat manipulation is a little bit better.
Yeah.
Yeah, he has 1 more to each stat, but then again, it's the difference between close counter and no follow-up, which that's actually a bit of an argument. You could go either way on.
Honestly, I actually just really like that he I haven't even like gotten him or used him, but he's already like one of my favorite close counter heroes. It's
Just
so
because he
beautiful.
has it in the weapon.
Yeah, it's so beautiful. Like we don't really have this opportunity. We got it on like stupid Bowie, and who else? Like
And
who
then
really
He
cares?
gets to have +5 to all stats on top of that close counter.
Yeah. So
Sad
Just for
flashbacks
existing,
to when
basically.
Lynn gets +5 to all stats. No, +4 to all stats, but it has to be enemy phase with more allies than enemies.
mhm.
That's it. Ouch.
I just want to. I'm just
Legendary Lyn sucks so much.
okay. I love Lynn. Winter Sothis. How much is Winter Sothis' BSC?
185.
Okay, so that's the only thing that basically that's one thing I wanted to just point out. Like, as good as he is, he's still just an archer and an infantry, and there's still a BST gap. But that said, he just keeps up really well in everything else.
You could still make a fine arena unit if you want the 187.5 to be cut off.
Yeah, he's actually just he is a good arena unit. You're right because
Oh god damn it, Strong.
I know
What?
Strone's gonna be very exciting tomorrow.
I will say I think his base kit is really good, and that no one should ever touch it except for just switch attack defense solo to maybe attack res solo. But that's about it.
Yeah, but then
There's
again,
gonna be a lot
Speed
of
Res Solo
flexibility, though.
exists. Granted,
there's
that
also-
is a seal with a lot of competition for who
Everyone's
wants it,
using it. Yep.
but yeah, but Shinon is one of the best users for it.
I can also see close counter. Sorry, not close counter. Vantage because it's a close counter vantage formula.
Yeah, if you want to do CC Vantage, you could actually do that pretty well, and you can spiral spam as well. If you want to do Deadeye Spiral, that's also an option.
Oh my god, that actually also
That's
pisses me
disgusting.
off. You
That's
put him.
disgusting.
He's both a E3's offense and defense hero. You give him one infantry pulse, nobody wants to fight him anymore.
Yep.
Okay. So Shinon, on another level of his own, like I I've been waiting for him, but I never thought this was the result. Like I was just like, he might be pretty
I thought
good.
he'd actually just be 4-star, if anything.
Yeah, like that.
Tempest Trial, not Tempest Trial, Grand Hero.
Because here's the thing. As memorable as he is, when you not a lot of people actually used him in the games. Now there's an asterisk there. It depends on a player, but he usually comes because he leaves you on a sour note. If you're a player who doesn't really care about like stats and whatnot, that you might take that personally. And from the respect of, hey, he comes back in the game far later on, you might have just built other archers or just have other heroes taking up your slots. So I didn't think a character like him would get this kind of treatment. He wasn't like, I wouldn't consider him super popular. He's memorable, but he's not like super popular or super well used. So that's kind of crazy to me.
Yeah. Definitely a very good example of the later the better.
Right. Okay, but yeah, enough about Shinon.
no.
I think he's just way too good. Top archer pretty easily. I don't really think it's much of a dispute.
Yeah, he's definitely top. I think he bumps Ellie out of top 3.
Yeah, I think he's top 3. Just from the respect of he's. It's actually kind of sad for Claude. I still think Claude's like healing is really, really hard to beat, but like I thought Claude was like this great all-around archer, and Shinon's already right on top of him.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to say. Claude's an all or nothing thing, whereas Shinon's got that nice consistency due to the extra BST.
Yeah.
And a slot flex.
Yeah, it's the healing that really makes Claude shine, but and the usage of like guard especially. So it's hard. I can't really like completely push Shinon over him, but it's just like I'm surprised. Like they're basically the same all-rounder kind of archer, but Shinon's like slightly better if you want him for like ether raids purposes.
Yeah, essentially.
Okay. Anyways, next is Gatrie, the armor to more.
Expect this.
Yeah. Whoa. He is. Whoa. Whoa. What is this?
He's beefy.
He's also super min-max. It's nice to see both Shinon and, well, his skills are kind of lacking. Well, it's not bad. It makes sense. But okay, with that said, 47 HP, 42 attack, 17 speed, 44 defense, and 35 res. He's super min-max, and that
Highest defense in Heroes.
highest defense in Heroes, and that defensive bulk of 44 and 35. That's probably one of the highest as well, if not the highest.
Yeah, it beats out Nagi, I'm pretty sure. Nagi has 41, 40 at plus res. He could have 44, 39, 38 at plus res.
Yeah,
So
that beats out
would be-
Nagi.
Of
Yeah.
course, it's the Dragonflower discrepancy, so it'd be 42, 41, but you know.
Right.
Right.
Even then.
But even then, like, wow, that is incredible. Shinon and Gatrie cut are just beefed up. 185 BST as expected, and
Yeah.
he's super min max. That is insane.
I did
just
not expect
a
him to be
living
that
wall.
min-maxed. You're right. Courtly Candle will be amazing on Gatrie.
Yeah.
If you're not running Wary, you might as well run Courtly Candle. That pushes his defense up to 49 base with 59 attack.
Right, having that damage reduction too is
Yeah,
Dumb.
he won't die.
Not easily.
well. Gotta remember he's still armored, so effective against armored heroes. But at 35 res and 47 HP, yeah, if you have damage reduction as well. So for example, if you fight another slow hero that's anti-armor, let's say like Micaiah, if he has a damage reduction, he will survive.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, we've already seen situations where the damage reduction can be used to live the most ridiculous scenarios.
Yeah.
Granted, armors can't stack them, but it's still very much appreciated.
Right. So
It's just funny because when you think about it, if Gatrie had been released years before, his res would be like 23.
Yeah.
Because there's not enough BST to go around, but because the BST has gotten so insane for armors, in order for them to maintain being this slow, they have to have a good res stat. There's
Yeah.
no other option. Which is kind of hilarious.
And guys shouldn't forget his kit, because he comes with Fortress Defense Res, so it's effectively 49 defense and 40 res base.
50
Oh, so 41
defense.
res base. And then the Spirited Spear also with a buff gives him attack speed plus attack defense plus 4 and special cooldown charge plus 1 per foe's attack if you have a buff. So his actual defense is really easily going over 50,
54.
54. It's absurd. And of course,
58 with refine.
of course, you probably refine for res in that case. But we're talking
Yeah.
about a hero that reasonably, with his base kit, reaches around like mid 40s in res and nearing mid 50s in defense. So.
And then still almost has 60 attack.
Right.
Non-perf.
Right, still hits hard, and with Crafty Fighter, you're not getting specials off of him, and he's doubling you.
I've never seen a more annoying refrigerator.
Yeah,
Just gonna immediately say you're gonna hate fighting him in Tempest Trials. Just gonna say that right now.
Yeah, pretty much.
I that's what I was gonna say. They'll, despite everything, I don't think wheels are gonna go like balls into walls for him at all. I
Definitely
feel
not.
like he's mostly just gonna be like a hero that you fight, AI hero that you fight. You're just like, wow, why did all my entire team die? Because they can't kill him.
That's exactly how it's gonna be. He's gonna show up in some Whale comps because he's 185 BST. That's it.
Yeah, but with no perf, it kind of holds him back. So a character like
He's gonna be a little worse than Edelgard in scoring, but that's it. If
right.
you want a blue unit for the top of arena, then it's gonna be Gatrie.
Wait,
or Whale.
doesn't Winter Sothis have 185? Or am I?
She
Yes.
does, but no beef slot perf. If you have unless you have a signature B slot or way too much SP in a certain skill,
Yeah.
then you don't really need to have a perf. to begin
Just to
with.
backtrack for like 10 seconds, is Special Spiral not a good option on Shinon? Also,
Ooh.
it's been
Great.
less than a month and Edelgard got power crept out of her highest def title.
Okay, high step.
that was
It's
hilarious.
just slightly. I would still take Edelgard over Gatrie just because the damage reduction.
Edelgard still has 3 more attack. She
Yeah.
doesn't lose everything, but it is hilarious. Edelgard already lost the highest defense title.
Well, that goes back to Shinon. He's already on top of Claude, so that kind of makes sense.
I mean, Claude wasn't the best defensive archer as it is, but
Yeah.
the fact that he already butts heads with Claude, yeah. CY already has some very funny comparisons.
So going back to your question,
I suppose we just. Well, I was gonna say, I suppose we just gotta wait 2 years for them to get their refines then.
2 years.
Oh, for the CYL units.
You know, that's actually funny.
Yeah.
The CYL units have a better guaranteed refine than other heroes. Like, I'm still waiting for Azura. It's been 3 years. Well, 2 years something, but yeah.
Within 6 months, hopefully.
we last said that last six months ago, you know?
Well, there literally has to be within 6 months. There's no other option because
Okay.
we're almost
Unless
over
dancers
one.
just aren't getting refines at all.
Unless they
course.
do more Generation 2 heroes like Kana
Well,
or
they
something.
will. They will do one generation 2 every book, but unless every chapter, unless they go weird.
Right.
Which is why I say at this rate, it's gonna be within 6 months.
As for the question, should you do a special spiral Shinon? It would be kind of wasteful, but if you find something better for a C slot, like, I don't know, like Pulse Smoke or something, special spiral, that could just spiral out of control and be really deadly on your opponents.
Ha.
But I would argue he doesn't really need it at 1 cooldown versus no cooldown. That is a difference, but he should have such a good time fighting heroes because he's using solo skills. He's not using like push or something. He's not draining his HP in these fights, and he's not taking much damage. So
IP ball is where spiral is gonna be the most useful.
right. So if an IP ball, yeah, if you're using him in Ether Raid's defense, I can see it being really useful. But for general play, I don't really think you need it.
Yeah, might be a little overkill.
And don't discount law attack speed. That is a really good skill. So
Mm-hmm.
Also, Shinon is yet another example of why we should dearly hope that Vantage never becomes a seal.
yeah, if it becomes a
I
seal,
hope we don't have spiral advantage.
yeah, if it becomes a seal, you might not be able to kill him. And yeah, that's a scary thought.
You're gonna have to out defense his attack, and that's it.
Yeah. Okay, but back to Gatrie. So right away, we already know his kit with Spear, the Fortress Defense Res, Crafty Fighter, and Moonbow. Moonbow's why? It's just put Bonfire on him.
Just put bonfire. Yeah, immediately just put bonfire on this dude.
Yeah.
Don't even waste your time.
I mean, with his defense going up to like around 55, 58 with Refine, what is that? Like 28?
It's like a 28 damage bonfire, 29 damage bonfire.
Yeah.
That hurts.
Yeah. He will nuke you pretty damn easy, and with Spear.
I mean, Yeah, I guess the main thing is you probably actually run Ignis if you keep his base weapon because you get hit, goes down to 2 cooldown, attack goes down to 1, get hit, 0.
Right.
That would probably be another option.
What
Unless
with
you
that?
go vengeful.
I was just saying with that.
Vengeful.
Right. Unless you use, but I wouldn't do that.
Yeah.
Crafty Fighter is actually pretty interesting. Well, with that said, like this is actually a hero that you pick up one copy of and you're gonna have fun in arena yourself with. Like he could just wipe entire teams. The physical teams are kind of boned.
Just
Gods
keep him
Swords
out of
are
water
gonna be-
season.
Oh yeah, Legendary Crom will have a field day.
Yeah. I hate how Legendary Crom's effective against armor. That doesn't make any sense to me. Like a tiny arrow shouldn't be able to do that.
Yeah, that one little detail is the one reason why I hate Crom so much.
Right.
But
When it comes to water season, yeah, when it comes to water season, Legendary Crom is the most centralizing unit this game has ever seen.
He is the meta. And this doesn't change that.
Right. That still pisses me off. With that said, though, let's get to comparisons. Oh, sorry. Let's just go to the builds. By the way, I like his base build a lot. Ventral Fighter with Spirit Spear that just gets him +2 at all times. That's good and all, but I really like Guard because I really think the only way you realistically beat him, if you're a physical hero anyways, is with specials.
Yeah. So I definitely keep Crafty. Keep Fortress. Not many, like, you can't really go stance 3 unless you go stance 4 unless you run Vengeful. Like, you could do Mirror Stance 3, you could do Sturdy Stance 3, but Vengeful Fighter would be the only option at that point.
Also, his C slot absolutely give him a rouse. Though, if you have another buffer, Attack Smoke would almost make him impossible to kill.
Yeah, you can also just do Ward Ball. Seed slot's usually the most flexible, but self-buffing would be nice. Armor March if you have it.
Now that you mentioned it, this is I don't think it'll happen, but you remember old school E3's defense teams, the armor balls that just don't die?
You could technically do one with
You could
Gatrie
try
and
it.
Guard.
That'd be interesting, especially because he has Crafty Fighter.
Especially because we now have Vector without anti-armor weakness. If you want to do that, there'll be 2 blues.
That would be interesting. All right, but yeah, enough about that. For me, his base kit's actually just really good as it is. You can technically run DC on him, and he pulled that off because his res is so high. But Fortress Defense res just makes so much sense.
Could do Barrier Lance if you want to make him as mixed tanked as possible. Just an option.
Okay, but I wanted to hear about your man Rudolph.
I'm gonna start with Rudolph, and then I'll do Edelgard. Specifically Brave. So Rudolph, I mean, it's Rudolph. Love him, but he has 5 less VST, 1 less HP, 1 more attack, 4 more speed.
Oh no.
I swear Rudolph has too much speed. 3 less defense and 6 less res.
You cut off how much?
3 less defense and 6 less res.
Wow. So all he has is 1 more attack.
And 4 more speed. God, I wish.
Okay, but the speed that's actually that's a detriment. It's too slow to anyways.
Why did? I love Rudolph, and Thorn Lance is an amazing perf, but they really are trying. They're trying so hard to push him down.
Wow. How long ago was Rudolph?
Not even a year.
6 months? 7 months?
7 months.
A little more than that. Not by
7
much, but a
months.
little more. Yeah.
7 months. Okay, well, that was quick.
Yeah. Thorn Lance is amazing, but I am hurting.
Yeah.
People are asking for
What if
Brave
I-
Hector and Arden as well, though Arden is just gonna be really sad.
I'll take care of
Arden's
Arden, actually.
Starting with Battleguard though. Brave Battleguard has 1 less HP, 3 more attack, 1 less speed, 1 less defense, and equal res.
Wow.
So basically just 1 HP, speed, defense, and those all go into an attack. Otherwise it's the same.
Wow, they're basically identical. Then wow, that's actually really amazing. But of course, again, her kit is much better.
Edelgard's insane. We can't begin to say that enough. As for Brave Hector, where is he? Hector came out a long time ago, so his stats aren't going to really hold up. It's all in Meltet. Brave Hector has 1 more HP, 5 less attack, 4 more speed. No, 5 more speed. Congratulations. 5 less defense and 7 less res.
Wow. That res stat of Gatrie is really, or Gatrie, is really like ticking me off. That's so absurdly good.
This is what happens when you take an armor, min-max them by not having a speed stat, and then have nothing left to do with your amazing BST.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then the last thing people want was Forsyth.
Well,
Before Arden.
Forsyth as well.
Yeah.
All right.
Before we murder Arden, Forsyth is of course a very comparable unit. Equal HP, 2 less attack, 3 more speed again, 5 less defense again, and 2 less res.
The biggest thing when it comes to Forsyth though is Soul Lance makes him pretty much the king of sustain.
Yep.
Well, Claude.
After Claude.
After Claude, yeah.
Because Claude is just absolutely bonkers.
Soul Lance is
Great
insane, though it is worth noting all these armors, besides Edelgard, are just too fast. And their res stats are for it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, Gatrie
And moving on
is sweet for that.
to Arden.
Time to kill. Well,
I wanted to hear this because we used to like talk about how legendary the bigness was. But
Yeah,
go ahead.
that's
I mean,
kind of
Arden doesn't.
dated a little bit.
Well, he doesn't lose completely, I guess.
Not completely, but to start things off, Arden has 16 less BST.
16.
16.
One of the earliest
less.
armors.
Yep.
However,
Now, actually getting into everything, Arden has 13 more HP. That is still the highest base HP in the game at
yeah,
60.
that's still very hard to dispute. Arden kind of went too far with that. Or
Yeah.
Yep.
just enough, I guess you could say.
Yep. Arden has 6 less attack, 1 less speed, 3
Wow.
less defense, and 19 less res.
Yeah. So while the defense looks pretty decent, technically a +10 Arden will still out defense Gatrie, or Gatrie. Sorry. The res part is just not even close.
Arden gets 5 more dragon flowers, so it's not entirely lost for him, but yeah, Gatrie's obviously a little better in attack, and Arden's res is literally nothing.
Yeah.
So you can see where that BST went.
Right. But all right. So this is a surprising unit. I did expect him to have really good stats because his kit looked really underwhelming. But I suspect there'll still be another Rudolph case where only a few people will really commit to him. I would say I didn't really see Rudolph's.
Rudolph, he should have been committed to more. I feel
Right.
like he was worth it.
But yeah, Rudolph's time in the sun is definitely over.
Thank you, Hector.
And this wasn't really a time in the sun either, so
It was a time in the sun for me.
Okay.
I'll just enjoy that. I do want to pull in one meme. Let's compare him to Drog, his green-haired twin.
oh yeah, sure.
Poor
Drog, prefacing, has the same BST as Arden, so that would put him 16 less than Gatrie. Drog has 3 more HP, 12 less attack, 15 more speed, 5 less defense, and
17 less res.
less.
Yeah. So Drog was meant to be like a balanced speed defense kind of tank. His attack was kind of underwhelming, and his res was definitely underwhelming. But yeah, it's on full display now.
Yeah. I mean, Drog has a nice perf, but
Yeah. It's still rough.
yeah.
Okay.
Pleasantly surprised though. Gatrie, I still say is gonna not show up anywhere, but I'm pleasantly surprised with how well balanced his stat line is for tanking.
Mm-hmm. So I hope people give him a chance. I hope to see some +10 versions of him, but in my heart of hearts, I know I'll probably like see one. That's it. Like
Probably
I
when
have
would
no
see
faith.
Crafty Fighter.
Yeah. Also, he came at a bad time, guys. Let's just recognize the fact that hey, Edelgard was here. If you were making a +10 super tank or looking for that plus, they're virtually the same role except Edelgard is green. So if someone wanted that to happen, they would have made it happen already.
Yeah. And with the fact that this is probably going to be our Astromythic month, he's screwed.
Yeah.
He's totally screwed.
Actually, from yesterday's voting of who's pulling on the banner, I think everyone's screwed. It's just a bad timing. Like, this banner's really, really good, by the way. Like, these heroes are... it's not... Okay, while we say, like, there are excellent heroes, like, in every banner, which is mostly true, this is, like, really... especially in the case of Shinon, that's rare. That doesn't happen every day. But
yeah,
the timing
this
sucks.
Is legitimately, like, potentially meta-defining stuff that will probably not see the light of day.
Yeah.
Prove me wrong, please.
Right.
Especially with the fact that Shinon and Jill are so popular. Please prove me wrong, but don't expect it.
Gatrie's cuter than Edelgard for me, so I'd rather pull for him. Oh my god.
I mean,
Yeah.
have you seen those abs?
I mean, well, yeah.
Grilled steak on them.
And then, yeah, some people don't like Edelgard. So, yeah, I get it. But still. Anyways, enough about him. The final two. This is what I've been waiting for all day long. The Fiery Draco Knight Jill, Icy Flame Lancer Petrine. So, let's start with Jill first. She has 40 HP, 39 attack, 40 speed, 36 defense, and 17 res. Super boot in attack and speed.
Of course.
Wow. Also, that just throws me back on here. The fact that Shinon has a combined total attack and speed of 80 and Jill has a combined total of 79. Why does he keep up so damn well? This doesn't make any sense.
They have the same BST.
Yeah.
Well, actually, no, she has one more
point.
BST, but that's just because, you know, sometimes you get more, sometimes you get less. In the same
Right.
game.
Okay, but with that said, Jill has me, like, I love her. I also love Minerva. So I'm really conflicted because she basically went over to Minerva and just like power creeped her. Like you can't completely say power creep, but like these stats are better, and you can make the argument her kit is better. So
I mean,
for specific
I would
roles
hope so.
like Gale Force, especially.
I would hope so for the fact that she's 5-star locked. I will just immediately say, so that we can get that out of the way, Young Minerva came out a little while ago. She has 5 less BST. She has equal HP, 3 less attack, 3 less speed, 1 less defense, and 2 more res.
Yeah.
Just to get that out of the way.
Yeah. See, this is what I meant. She's basically Young Minerva, but better.
Offensively.
Offensively.
Tank-wise, Minerva has a little more res, I guess.
Yeah, so here's the thing. With Minerva's weapon considered and her A-slot skill, she's a much better tank, a much better general tank. But the reality is, like, most people who deployed Minerva, who are really serious about her, use her as a Gale Forcer, which Jill is just going to be absolutely dominant in.
She is definitively one of the best Gale Forces, period. At this
Yeah.
point.
And the other day I was talking about, even if Jill had middling attack or middling speed, it would not matter because thanks to her kit, that attack speed spike is just incredible. So Tower Gannett Axe, Moonbow, attack speed push 4, chill attack speed 2, speed defense rain. Telgrin Axe is special trigger cooldown count -1 if unit initiates combat, or if units within 2 spaces of an ally, attack speed +6 during combat. And if unit initiates combat, unit can make a follow-up attack before foe can counterattack. In other words, she has like a built-in dive bomb, a built-in, it's not even attack speed solo, but like just attack speed +6 really easily. Special faster cooldown. You add that with attack speed push and speed defense rain. Her speed is
57.
57 base. And if you go plus speed 60, that doesn't make any sense. How can you be a non-merge hero with just plus speed and reach 61? That doesn't make any sense.
Just off your base kit, no less. I mean, for reference, a plus speed Marita's base kit puts her only up to 56.
Yeah, no, that does not make sense. She's so fast. Is that the fastest like base hero in the game?
Base kit, pretty sure.
I'm
because
pretty sure. I have never seen anyone hit 60 that easily.
Nobody cheats with their C slot being a part of their speed.
Well, except for Claude. Screw
Well,
Claude.
yeah.
But whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't. Like, Claude almost keeps up. Not quite, because, you know, Fury 4 isn't as good as Push 4 for speed.
Yeah.
But, yeah, as far as I can recall, this is the fastest unit just for having an unpackaged unit that we have.
And you would think the balancing would therefore come in, hey, she's going to have bad attack. Nope. 39 attack base. Also super boon. So her base attack is also plus... And I can't math today. 11,
Yeah,
17.
17.
17 on top of having 55 base puts her up to an amazing 72. 72, 61 plus speed.
Yeah, so she's become the fastest hero in the game.
I mean,
also one of the
technically
hardest
no,
hero.
but legitimately, yes.
Like,
In
well,
practice.
In practice,
practice.
there are higher speed stats you can achieve on other heroes, but if you're just gonna literally summon a hero and use them,
Yep,
Jill is
that's what I
probably
meant.
your fastest hero.
yeah, so that attack speed spread is unmatched. Like, there's nothing in the
She's
game
still
like
has
that.
She still has defense at 36.
Oh, yeah, that's
Yeah.
the incredible part. That defense is not something to sniff at. The res is, she can get one-shot by mages, sure.
Or her mage bulk is almost pathetic. 57 is borderline pathetic, but yeesh.
I would say it just is pathetic.
I mean, it survives some units.
See, that's the thing I wanted to mention. As
Like
long as it's not a
Ray.
red mage, I think she can survive.
Yeah.
If you give her one merge and flowers, I think that gets her to like 60, and that should be enough for most cases. That's not
Yeah, for
perfect, and
most
she'll be
traditional
barely
cases.
alive, but
Yeah. Nah, her res is definitely going to be a glaring weakness, though, like Gen 1 weakness. So keep that in mind, I guess.
mhm.
But her defense is like, it's way too sturdy for how offensive she is.
Yep.
Wow. Yeah. Tibarn be damned. This is probably one of the best Gale Forcers in any flyer defense we can get.
Yep.
Or even a Ninth Raid's offense.
Tibarn does have the movement advantage, though.
Of course. I mean, I guess now that we have Die Bomb, it isn't the worst for Tibi. Still,
Mhm.
though, this is kind of scary for being a green unit.
Well, that
whereas
said,
Gale Force is just the guard.
as you mentioned it, at base she's already an ideal. What the? Like I always say, hey, if you want to use hey, if you want to make use of that heavy blade, better make at least 55 attack. She's trumping that quite easily. So
Yeah.
at base
Gale
she's
Force
like
is
already
tough.
ideal Gale Forcer. Like there's
Like, you'd think Flashing Blade would be ideal on her, but she could do Heavy Blade just as well because of that insane attack stat.
Also, Flashing Blade can't be used by flyers regardless.
Oh, I know that much, but still.
right, but still, like this is incredible. You probably have a better Gale Forcer in jail than most merged projects for Gale Force at this point.
If you want some perspective here, she is now the tied highest offensive spread of any hero, period.
Tied.
9 with Hell.
Shinon has
Oh.
80.
Oh, Shinon is 80? Right.
Outside
Okay,
Shinon.
yeah, outside
That's
of Shinon.
crazy.
Ignore Shinon for a second here.
So the
It's
top
tied with
three of the top three, two of them just came with this banner.
Yep.
What the heck?
I completely forgot Shinon is the highest offensive spread unit, period. My bad.
So yeah, no,
But,
this
yeah, it's now between these two and Hell.
people were like this
38
banner's
attack and
sleeper,
41 speed.
but like it's and people were yesterday people were calling it, well, friends was calling it this a standard banner. Like this is not normal. No,
I mean, this might be normal for
Which
the
is
book.
becoming the new normal.
but yeah,
I
it
was
is
about to
becoming the
say,
new norm.
It might be normal for the new book, but this is still pretty above average.
And
even
Hell-
in that consideration.
That was 2 months ago, so yeah,
Yeah.
that
mean,
top
speaking
three
of
is
Hell-
new.
Yeah, I was about to say, if you want to compare to Hell,
Sure.
keep in mind,
Speaking of Hell,
Hell gets more
there is
dragon
a
flowers.
5 BST difference, but yeah, Hell does have more dragon flowers. Hell has the same HP, 1 point less of attack, 1 point more in speed, 6 points less in defense, and 1 point more in res.
Ah,
Jill is just Hell with defense,
okay.
which
Yeah,
Hell's defense
almost-
isn't even bad, but still.
Yeah, the entirety of that BST difference went into defense.
Okay, that's honestly really cool. I always respect Hell. Like, actually, that sounds so weird to say.
Yeah, who doesn't?
Yeah, I've always respected her since she got launched. I was really excited actually. And she's such an ideal. See, here's the thing. Like, oh my god, that also just makes Hell look super good. The fact that she keeps up offensively, and of course she's much harder to kill than Jill. And also, yes, Hell's also a really good Gale Force hero. Just no one's gonna do it because it doesn't make sense.
The biggest advantage that Hell has, the biggest advantage that Hell has is that there are some team compositions that just flat out cannot kill her.
Right.
If she has either a sustain special or mystic boost.
Sustain special, it still kind of can be beefed, but Mystic Boost, there is a little immortality for Hell. Mm. And of course, inevitable death is an attack above speed defense, rain. So there's also that.
Right. Right. Wow. They even both have really good C slots. That's crazy how well they keep up.
Yeah. Completely different units in execution, but very, very ideal offensive axis in general.
All right. So really quick talk about changing the kit. I would not change the kit outside of the B slot. That's it.
And even then, the B slot is kind of difficult to change due to the way things are.
But this is
basically guard bearing if you want to survive shots and then get your Gale Force going.
Right. If you do guard bearing, you're just trying to make a knockoff Hell at this point. It just feels like
Pretty much.
But with that said, Wings of Mercy is really good if you go Gale Force route. So Gale Force for special, Wings of Mercy for B slot, and then you can have somebody else initiate and she can jump in.
Also an option.
Unfortunately, flyers can't use lulls, so
no Pegasus Flight. Definitely no Pegasus Flight.
You res too low, yeah.
Yeah, that res is unworkable for Pegasus Flight.
People did this was actually mentioned. People did mention Vantage, just because Telrunkin Axe can be used defensively, attack speed push can be used defensively, speed defense rain can be used defensively. She can actually just one-shot you before you kill them, hit her.
Yeah, an enemy phase. If you want to run distant counter and then have an attack boosting seal, that could be pretty useful.
Oh yeah, well ideally you would go DC, but then that really changes up her. She seems like a all offense hero, not with like very little regard for defense.
Well,
even though she has some defense.
Yeah, she's definitely on the hyper offensive, but she can take a couple physical shots if needed.
Yep.
You can even build her as a physical tank if you felt like you're being insane.
Yep. Though that said, man, Hell keeps up so well. So I think Hell for the defensive more defensive ideas, and then Jill for the more offensive ideas.
Even though Hell has less defense, which is kind of ironic.
I know, but the survivalist aspect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Still impressive. I just want to immediately, if we're going into comparisons, bring out Har.
Yeah.
Poor Har.
Har came too early, and he was a GHB hero that they didn't care about. This feels so bad.
The more he's gonna get his refine someday.
Someday.
It's a matter of time. I think he was book 2, wasn't he? Or was he? Was Har book 2?
He's not that old. Not that old. Oh wait, he is book 2.
Har was I thought he was the beginning of book 3.
Oh.
Didn't he show up with Nyla?
Yeah, you're right. That was wow, yeah.
Wait, really?
Okay, someone just double check it. But I just want to point this out.
With Nyla.
Anyone who ever played Path of Radiance and Radiant Dawn would recognize.
No,
hey,
Nyla. Nyla came with Naysala.
Oh fuck.
Shit, that's
what?
right.
It's so confusing.
When did Har come then?
He came randomly
Not
then.
come later.
I don't even remember because he was so bad and no one talked about him. It was just like, oh, it's Har. And that was it.
Because the second, because after who came after?
He came with the beast. What people were saying.
Wait, did he really? Just double checking. Har came out after
April 2019 says Ether.
Dear God, he did come out with Kanagas.
Okay, that's really sad because
that's depressing.
anyone who ever played Path of Radiance or Radiant Dawn will recognize, hey, Jill's real cool and all, but Har's the better character, and most people would just use Har.
Yeah,
once again, like Ranulph and Leaf. Hey, Leaf's real cute and all, but just use Ranulph. Way better in the actual games. Come to Fire Emblem Heroes, switcheroo. Jill and Har? Oh yeah, Har's real good. But like, sorry, Jill's real cute and all, but just use Har in the games. Switcheroo. Har's real shit in this game, and Jill's real good.
Yeah, Hard doesn't have tits.
Har has like, that's so sad. Also, I never noticed as a kid, but like, Jill is 20 years old, and Har is 37. As a kid, I was like, wow, this is such a cute pairing. Well, these two are made for each other. Huh?
Isn't that Radiant Dawn ages?
I believe, but you can just decrease it by 3 years, right? So
yeah, so that would mean that she's like 17.
If they give us a shittiness here
this,
and
and
a
then
really
Har's
good
still
Nina, I'm
35
going to
here.
rage.
yeah, so the age gap is kind of, it's wacky, but I mean, for me personally, I see it as, I can tell they truly love each other, so I'm not gonna say anything. So, but
In Radiant Dawn, it's more fine.
it's more fun later on.
Again, it's just sad that she's the Path of Radiance and he's the Radiant Dawn, so the age gap is as far apart as it can get.
All right. Well, with that said, Jill's kit is so good. You just decide whether to make her Gale Forcer or not. You can do other things, but getting rid of the attack speed push 4 feels so bad. That skill is, a lot of people wish they had it. Like, a lot of heroes could use that skill. So to remove it just for the sake of removing it would be, please no.
You could do Swift Sparrow 3 or Deathblow 4 if you so chose.
No, please no. I hate when people do that. They're like, we got attack speed push 4, switch to Swift Sparrow 3. And then there's a hero Swift Sparrow 3. We got Swift Sparrow 3, switch to attack speed push 4. I hate that. It's such a minute difference, but so expensive.
It's literally just cherry picking at that point if you want your HP threshold to matter.
Yeah.
But yeah, to murder Har, Har has 11 less BST. He has 5 more HP, 2 less attack, 15 less speed,
Holy
equal
shit.
defense. Equal defense though, and 1 more res.
What?
Somehow.
What the hell does he have going for him? He has nothing going for him.
He barely had anything going for him because of Shersh, and now if you have a Jill, there's literally no reason.
Oh yeah, no, it was Shersh, Batman. Between Shersh and Batman, there was no reason for him at all.
Yeah.
And Jerome is just kind of
Jerome's a
really
check.
badly timed because of, well, not even badly timed, just Cherche.
Shersh exists. That's all that matters.
Yep.
Poleaxe gives Jerome something. The only reason why
Yeah.
people use hard nowadays is like in free-to-play guides, where he can be pretty useful. As a
Oh, I wasn't even aware he was used. I honestly, no one has
He's
even
actually
mentioned his
common in
name.
there.
Oh, no one has even mentioned his name to me in like a year. He's just completely fallen off the face of the earth.
He's decently common in free-to-play guides because, well, I think the reason why he's fallen off is because people don't use them as much.
I love Har, man. This is so fucked. It's just, it's not
She
right.
is literally just better than Har, straight up. I mean, Har is way more HP, and that's it.
Okay, but HP is
Alright.
practically useless in this situation.
Especially when you don't have infantry skills. Mhm.
Yeah. And even if we're gonna argue the
Don't
HP
have
thing,
the speed.
right? But even if you're gonna argue the HP thing, you would just make Shersh then, because she actually used the HP in her weapon. So.
Yep.
Yep.
All right.
It starts.
But yeah, I don't really think there's much comparisons because in terms of fast wyverns or green flyers, it was basically just well, there's one more, Spring Fair, but that's basically it.
All right, I'll bring up Spring Fair. Brought it
It's
in
not going to be a
earlier.
fast green flyer, but I actually do have one more comparison after this.
Okay, sure.
All right. To start with Spring Fair, she has 5 less BST, 5 Dragon Flowers though. If you were released within the last year, then you can use your Dragon Flowers to bridge that gap, but not in score. Spring Fair has 1 less HP, 4 less attack, 1 more speed, 8 less defense, and 7 more res.
Okay, that's really interesting, especially from the speed perspective, but Springfire's idea was always to use like Windsweeper and whatnot, so it actually does make sense.
Yeah, Springfire still has an insane perf, even if it's not like dive bomb,
Yep.
which Springfire could use. So
Wait.
it's not the worst situation.
Wait, this is funny. It's actually like, in practice, Jill will, offensively anyway, Jill will just be better anyways.
Yeah, to a degree. I mean, the main thing with Fur is that she can run no follow-up, and Jill literally can't.
Yeah, that's true, right.
And Jill's B slot, because dive bomb is such an ideal B slot right now, kind of goes to waste.
Nababot says Jill's ponytail is fake. No, it's not, but yes, it's an accessory now.
Yeah, I was about to say.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
Yeah,
I
that's
thought that was
really weird.
Really weird. But yeah.
All right. So
last
for the
one.
comparison that I have, I'm not going to say the name right away. I
Okay.
wonder if you'll be able to figure this out.
Okay.
I have a lot of
They
stuff.
have the same BST.
Huh?
This character has yep, same BST. This character has 3 more HP, 1 less attack, 6 less speed, 1 more defense, and 1 more res.
Wait,
Is this character free to play or not?
this character's
No.
not an axe unit. I'll tell you that much.
Not an axe unit.
I have stats all over. the
Is this
place,
an
so I can look
armored?
it up.
Not an armor unit either.
Could be if it wanted to.
Wait, is this? I already forgot the stats. Is this Alm? Dual Alm?
It's not dual Ulm either.
No, I got
It's a sword unit. I'll help you narrow that down.
Oh my god, this is impossible. Who is
That's
it?
not narrowing it down.
Somebody in the chat got it.
Oh, it's your favorite guy, Shannon.
Why is
Yeah,
she so,
the
why
stat
is she
can-
so
the-
similar to Shannon? Wait a second.
Yeah. When I noticed those stats, I was like, wait a moment.
Yeah, there aren't a lot of high defense, low res, and yet fast. Though Shannon's actually kind of slow, funnily enough.
Until you factor in Balmung.
Obviously. But he is relatively slow at base. But yeah, she is one of the fastest high defense units, which is a weird combination, but very much worth noting.
Okay, that's interesting. They're really different though, fundamentally, but that's interesting to see.
Huh. Yeah, I'm looking here and it's like, I can't find any fast units with this much defense. It's kind of difficult.
Yeah, see,
Most is legendary core and same speed, 2 less defense.
right. But see, she doesn't have anything to add to her defense, so while 36 at base is impressive, she doesn't do anything with it. So it's just to keep her alive, that's it. In case everything goes
Pretty
bad.
much. Pretty much. Still very much worthwhile, but yeah, no.
Okay, but enough about Jill. As much as I love her, and I truly do love her, Petrine. I was so excited. Like yesterday I was just so like, I've been waiting for Jill forever, but Petrine, like, she's so well. She's not completely memorable, but in terms of character. But once you see her, I think you remember her, and her art definitely fit her. Her art was absolutely done well, and to see her now. Those are respectable stats. So she has 42 HP, 35 attack, 37 speed, 30 defense, and 24 res for a BSC total of 168. So this is in fact, wow, that's just, what is it? 4 points less than Jill.
Cavalry unit.
Yes, it's a score
Yeah.
viable cavalry unit. We've never gotten this before.
Relatively speaking. Again, depends on where you call score viable, but doesn't need duel.
Selef.
Right.
Haha, Selef, you couldn't make it. Wait, is he 166?
I mean, Selef has 185.
Oh,
Because
he-
he's
Effectively, he's in that bracket because of his
Yeah,
personal B skill, yeah.
a cheater.
But it's nice to see, like, she's actually, this is a first.
Naturally scoring.
We haven't had a arena viable cavalry hero.
And this is
Ever.
actually the most arena viable Lancer.
Yeah, that's-
besides Elliewood.
Right, that's also the thing I was thinking about as soon as I said Lancer Hollywood. That's so funny.
Whoops. Yeah, Cavalry is out here having having only one bin less than a Gen 2 armor. Having the same BST as some of our current Gen 1 armors.
Mm-hmm. 168. That's
Yeah.
actually that's 168 is higher than most Gen 1 armors.
No, they're 168, 169.
Oh really?
Yep.
I thought some of them were 160. I thought most of them were okay.
No, none of them.
No, most of them are 169 because they would need that super boon.
Ah,
without
now I
having a
remember. Yeah,
super
yeah, you're
bane
right,
to be
right.
able to score 170.
Yeah, like Shino's 169, Gwendolyn 69.
Okay, so as I joked yesterday about like having a true armored cav hero, I mean she's not quite that, but in terms of BSTs, yes,
I mean,
she's
she
exactly
kind
that.
of is.
Right.
And yet you wouldn't know because her stats are so finely distributed.
That's the other thing I was going to mention. Petrine is actually like, this is a legitimate grow project, not just because of, well, she actually scores well enough to be used in arena, especially if you're a new player. But that attack and speed, 35-37, that's a respectable spread.
That is a really respectable spread. For reference,
With
immediately, she's the second fastest Lance Cavalier after Summer Cordelia.
The third fastest Cavalier for melee overall.
What the? I did not think she'd do that well.
She ties with Percival and Sirius in speed,
That's insane.
Yeah.
and has more attack than both of them. Percival has more attack than Petrine, and Sirius has one less attack.
Well, Sirius doesn't even exist because he just dies for low attack speed. But yeah, you got it.
I mean, they both actually have that skill, so they can both die for long.
Oh yeah, they both
speed
die.
if
That's
they
true.
want. But yeah. And then she still has decent defense res. Like, I guess just
Hello.
to immediately get out of the way,
Yeah.
I love her. Percival is known kind of as the balanced tank cat version of Sirius. He has 4 less HP, 3 less attack, equal speed, 2 less defense, and only 3 more res.
That's nuts. Like Petrine is better than these guys, and she's free to play.
Yeah. Granted, no prize lance, but she does have her own.
Okay, that's the thing. Flame Lance, it's effective against beast foes as we kind of expected. It's speed plus 3, which is nice to have. At start combat, if unit's HP is over 50%, attack damage using foes res and inflicts speed res -5 on foe during combat. Okay, so we were talking about the possibility for her targeting lower of defense or res, but it's straight up just targeting their res, and it's speed res -5 as well. That is a... What the heck? That's so good.
Yeah, if she's healthy, she has 42 speed. 45 speed.
45 speed base, that's right. And by dropping the res by 5 before combat. Now here's the thing, if you fight a mage or something, this is still just... It's kind of goofy, because you're going to target their res no matter what. But...
Yeah, it's kind of like the hell situation where technically
One of those things that can backfire.
Yeah,
Right.
on average, your defense is going to be higher than your res. That's just how Fire Emblem works.
Well,
But
if you're
there are a lot
fighting
of
melee heroes, which
situations-
she's targeting anyways, yeah, it's especially the case.
Yes, especially with Hell, that adaptive damage tends to work out just fine. But Petrine can screw herself real easily.
Yeah, if
Like,
she
she
rides
goes against-
herself right on top of Eledri and Julia, she's like, why can't I kill her?
Like, in the perspective of this banner, she'd actually probably one-round Jill in some
Oh,
cases.
that's true, yeah.
But on the
Yeah.
other hand, she will barely be able to scratch Ilyana.
Yeah. Yeah. Like overall, Petrine is likely to hit harder than other units with the same base attack until you get the res boosted units that are just, it's like, joke's on you, I'm into that shit.
Pretty much. I mean, unless you really wound Petrine and she gets below 50%, in which case you could just go right back to your normal matchups, business as usual.
Yep. With that said, though, because of how she functions, this is a Ether Raid's defense hero, like, by far. Like,
Easily.
I can't put her above Eliwood just because Eliwood's too absurdly easy to get, and impact is super nice, but she's guaranteed damage, basically guaranteed damage in most situations.
Yeah. No, I can't argue with that.
And
I mean,
if
Cavs can't have impact, which is the one thing that sucks.
yeah, that's the thing. That's why Eliwood will always be number 1 for me. But the ability to target res is such a huge thing. In general, that'll be it. Because in general, we have these high defense kind of tanks or high sustain tanks. She'll do a better job against them. And because she's so fast, she's not worried as much about the super fast heroes who do like spurn damage reductions and whatnot.
Oh yeah, no, she is keeping up well in the speed meta, surprisingly. 45 base speed. Like, for reference, she actually keeps toe-to-toe with Jill's perf. Only 46 on Jill.
Oh.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
Keep that in mind. And then,
Wow.
of course, Cavalry can use lulls.
Gatrie just pointed out in the chat, Brave Dimitri. He'll get kind of slapped around.
Oh,
Dimitri's
yeah.
screwed.
Yeah. Dimitri's fucked, yeah.
And funny thing is, she actually has a bit of defense, so not enough to get around Dimitri, but she can at least live shots.
No, even with the damage reduction, though, she's hitting him hard.
Yeah. No, he's not gonna like her. At all.
Yeah, because
and of course
reducing his res by 5 when it's already at, what, 18,
17,
19 base?
Yeah.
The other thing about Petrine that really has me is just the Beast Foes thing.
There
That...
are literally 4 weapons in the game with Beast effective, and they're all 5-star locked.
Right, but she's accessible, so she's not one of those picnic heroes like Flora and Florina. But Felicia. I can't even say her name right. Like, I've deleted her from my memory because of this. Anyways, Felicia. Yes, Felicia. So she's basically in a class of her own. This might not seem very important right now because we're rarely fighting beasts. But in the future, when Dagacia comes and Kanigas
ruins the meta.
yeah, like these heroes that could potentially ruin the meta, Petrine's just right on top of it immediately.
Yeah, and I mean, as it is, there's already a couple threats like Leith, Kanigas himself, or Kanigas, or Tabarn. She'll one-shot
base Tabarn will just get completely shredded by
Tabarn is doomed. He doesn't get to use his defense. He doesn't base, like, the original Tabarn is red. He will get one-shot for days.
Yeah. Oh my god. But we didn't even mention this yet. Unfortunately, there are going to be a lot of dead Petrines.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Her
So,
skill inheritance
getting
is
into her-
actually really good.
Getting into her SI, her 4-star skill is Threaten, Attack, Defense 2.
Which is weird, but alright.
Yeah, I don't know how... I guess now they accept dual threatens for being demotes, which does mean that eventually we might have Fortress Defense Res 2 as a demote. Keep that
Okay,
in
but
mind.
please, chat, no, don't do that to her. She deserves to be used. She's so good. She's so
We
good.
discussed Rudolph earlier, and
Yeah.
Petrine allows you to path into that and get special fighter from Rudolph as well, if that's
So now-
something you elect to do.
Yeah, if you want to actually use Rudolph as fodder, now Petrine gives you that option.
Okay,
I
but
guess.
the more
The
important
other
one,
skill
yep.
is Attack Speed Push 3.
Oh no. You want to make maximum fodder off of Jill? Maximum fodder off of Green? You gotta
Or
kill your
Brave
Petrine.
Camilla.
Or Brave Camilla? You gotta
Grant
kill
has
your
life of death
Petrine.
4. Grant has life of death 4. But Bernie, for example, with low speed defense, attack speed push 4. Camilla, Raffle Staff 3, attack speed push 4. Eleonora, low speed defense, attack speed push 4. It's all Petrine.
Oh wait, sorry.
all
Green was Pulse Smoke. I was thinking of something else. My bad. Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah. She's so dead.
Yeah. But here's the thing. Just be smart about that. Didn't we all get one attack speed push fodder manual off of that Alincia?
Yes, and
Okay.
I used it.
She should that Alincia should be the one dying, not Petrine. Please.
Then that Alincia has Cloud Myogi, the only.
Oh
one of the
god,
only
you're
other
right. That's right.
Dragon
Oh
effective
no.
daggers with Hardy bearing. I didn't want to kill Alincia. for push.
Choices.
I would have killed Petrine for it. I will be honest, I would have.
This is sick. This is really sick. Okay, I'm just gonna say it right now. I'm probably gonna make a plus 10 Petrine. I think I have enough girls to make both Brunya and Petrine, but I was really waiting on her to make up my mind, and at this point, like,
You absolutely have enough grails.
Yeah, you
Like,
could
if,
definitely.
if
make
you
it
wait for the
Petrine.
rerun on Petrine, even though that is going to be a good while, I mean, it's...
oh wait, you're right. I should do
13.
that. I should just get her to +9
Yeah.
because there's really little reason because I'm not gonna use her for scoring reasons.
Even though you
plus,
technically
I would
could.
say +8 instead of +9, just in case of a special rerun. like we're seeing right now.
Well, we'll have to
Uh,
wait it out because what if these are catch-up reruns? What if we're actually just? I'd say suspended disbelief, obviously, but there is always the chance that these are the reruns that we would have gotten later.
all right. Maybe
Wait,
that
we
would
have the
happen.
calendar out though.
Huh?
I'm gonna. Well, I would carry on with things. I'm gonna look things up real quick.
Okay.
All right.
So for me, the reason why I want to plus 10 her is because she's such a great Ether Raid's defense hero. I can just see her being such a great pairing. Can you imagine running Petrine with Eliwood? You just cover so much space.
Maybe too much.
Maybe.
Gotta
Well,
be
that's
careful
actually
not
the
to
thing.
overextend.
That might be too much. Yeah. But because of
I
like
mean,
the. Mhm.
melee cav lines. Could definitely appreciate her a lot.
Yeah. There are a bunch of things you can be doing with her to make things really interesting. So, Petrine, and also because of her ability to target lower defense or res, that also means like, hey, even if she fought Ike or somebody, well, Ike would probably still win, yeah, but she would be still hurting him a lot, which could help your follow-up hero do a lot more.
Oh yeah, Bike definitely. The other Ikes actually might get screwed.
Mm-hmm.
Even Fallen Ike wouldn't have the best time with her.
That's also a thing. I also just do believe like these god swords are going to show up more and more often in Ether Raids, and she's going to be a pretty good option.
Yeah, definitely could invest her to be a good God Sword counter. Just hyper focus speed.
Mm-hmm.
Because she has the speed to be competitive. She's one of the fastest free to plays we have.
Mm-hmm. And I just think she's just a really interesting character. Like 35 attack, 37 speed. That's a good spread. And then with flame lance as well. Like there's a lot going for her.
Flame Lance is not quite as good as, like, for example, Jill's Axe, but
Sure.
it's a very contemporary perf that actually could fit well in the meta. That's
Right.
really sweet.
It's something that's going to have a good bit of longevity as well because it's not hyper focusing on something. It's
Yeah.
just saying, all right, hey, here's what it does. Pretty
It's
simple.
just effectiveness and then a stat drop that's pretty nice.
Yeah, and also
And then, of course, the beast effective is very good for longevity.
yeah, I also don't think you should like discount that beast effectiveness because I do think Freyr one day will be coming out. And of course,
And
Freya will be there as well, and then Petrine, and then of course you're gonna have. Do you remember when we got special heroes last year? For example, the New Year ones. There were beasts involved, so
Or
yeah.
when we got Nyla, Bride Nyla.
right. So there are there are a lot of reasons why getting Petrine is just gonna make so much sense. She's helped the effectiveness against beast foes thing, which this entire banner lacked for some reason. I'm glad she got it. That really helps.
Yeah, that I can definitely get behind. At least one beast effectiveness on what should be the beast effective banner.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
I am super impressed.
I do want comparisons though. I will say immediately,
Actually,
all free-to-play Lance calves don't compete, so
I
they
was
don't
about
matter.
to say, it's actually depressing. Her competition is actually the 5-star locked ones, not the free-to-play ones.
Right.
I'm gonna start with Brave Eliwood.
Okay.
I feel so.
Fair.
It feels so silly. I'm comparing a Grand Hero unit to Choose Your Legends and the like, because that's where she fits. Eliwood, preface, has 6 less BST, so even with Dragon Flowers, you can't quite make the gap without a super boon.
Compare her to my boy
yes.
Death Knight.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I tried building, but I quickly gave up on him because his
Yeah.
stats are very underwhelming.
Yeah.
Man, I liked him a lot too.
Yeah.
Bible Thump, can I get an F in the chat for him, guys?
Yeah, get the maps out. I do think Death Knight is like entirely different hero, and I do think Petrine will make more sense for most people.
Completely screwed over by timing.
Yeah.
Yeah, if he
his
had
BST
come
is
out just a
also.
little later.
Yeah.
I still think that he's still a fun pick, but yeah, really should have came out a month later. I hate it. To start, Eliwood has 2 less HP, 2 more attack, 2 less speed, 2 more defense, 6 less res.
Holy crap, they're actually so comparable. Of course, he's more offensively skewed, but yeah.
He's more attack skewed. He's more attack defense skewed, but then he has no res.
Well, as weapon too, which actually his weapon's effective against beasts, isn't it? So
And dragons.
And dragons.
right.
And it's a spectrum blow.
Yeah, he used it on Ninian. Wait.
Wait.
The other thing that people were mentioning, oh sorry, it's just because of the Flamelance setup, most beasts have really low res anyways. She's meant to one-shot beasts, guys, so it's
yeah.
not just effect against beasts. It's, no, I'm going to flatten them in one shot. There's a difference between killing them the first shot or the second shot. That could save you so much. So, Petrine's so well set up.
Or Leanne.
Well, yeah.
I mean, they're
yeah.
still probably gonna die, but she doesn't.
But they're
overkill.
dancers, so I don't really think you gotta worry about them like that.
Yeah, I mean, it's more so Silky, but if we're just keeping Titelius, it would be those two.
Yeah.
I've
got a comparison pulled up, and it's also Eliwood. More specifically, Resplendent Eliwood, so we're not being quite as mean about stats.
Yeah, fair.
still kind of mean though.
Yeah, well.
Yeah. Well, Resplendent Eliwood has 3 less BST.
That's crazy.
Not
That's
score,
actually
no.
nuts.
Yeah. He doesn't score that way, but like the actual stats
He can't even keep up.
Resplendent Eliwood are 3 less. So Resplendent Eliwood has 1 less HP, 2 less attack, 5 less speed, 5 less defense, but 10 more res.
Yeah. That's fair.
That
That's
sounds
fair.
about right.
But hold on.
That was
So
right.
you calculated the difference without Petrine's flowers in, right? So she actually has a higher advantage.
What? Because Petrine has less flowers.
Oh, sorry. Never mind.
Yeah,
Never mind. It was just
Resplendent
Eliwood
gets
has
more
access
Oh,
to
okay,
10
okay. Yeah.
flowers.
My bad.
Yeah, so it's a little more on top for all of them. So Eliwood definitely keeps up a little bit. Still a little
And
worse
actually
overall.
comes out ahead with full investment,
Oh.
Right.
just on the numbers alone.
I guess in defense, yeah, speed. Ugh.
Then
I mean,
horny
kind
brain
of-
right now. What? God.
Kind of, yeah. I mean, he'll come out in defense and attack. Speed is going to be a bit. I guess it's mostly just the fact that Blazing Durandal is just a ton of stats.
Yeah.
Than it is
Blazing Durandal with the Refine, provides 7 speed, 10 defense, and the impact effect.
and
that's
3 attack.
just with that's just with the special Refine itself. The base
And
effect
3
for it is plus 3 attack and then special fighter.
Yeah.
Any Refine doesn't have to be, but it's only on initiation.
I will say, I think in most cases, Petrine will hit harder, though. That's a big thing for me. Like,
Yeah, it's
in
still
noticeably
probably
harder.
that way. And
That being
especially-
said, Eliwood is going to work better for Gale Force, partially because he's not hitting as hard, also partially because, well, special fighter on initiation is stupid,
right.
especially for a cavalry unit.
yeah, I don't think anybody can dispute to what Eliwood's stupidity lies in. But if you're looking for a blue blue partner to have to Eliwood's red, then Petrine is going to be one of your best options. Like-
If it's Gale Force team, that's entirely different. If it's for Gale Force team, I actually think it's still Perry or somebody like that. But for yeah, well, yeah,
I mean,
it changes.
if you're getting counterattacked, the slaying really doesn't help very much.
Right. Well, that's true. So
And-
I guess she can do it as well, as long as you give her heavy blade. But then
Kind of.
that gets iffy too. So
Well, let's pull up Perry a little bit, because Perry is ideal in terms of a weapon being, what was it now? +4 to all stats.
so long as you took
But-
1 point of damage at least, yeah.
Yeah, it's just Omni Brazen, essentially. Perry is old, very old. She has 14 less BST. Perry has 7 less
Oh,
HP, 2 less attack, 4 less speed, 7 less defense, and 6 more res.
Yeah, she's also really interesting from that respect. With the res aspect of it. But yeah, I see what you mean.
Like, if you're getting counterattacked, then the Gale Force Perry isn't even going to really have much an impact,
Mhm.
especially considering that she has to work so hard for her stats to matter.
Mm-hmm.
Perry only has 37 speed with her lance, whereas Petrine hits 45.
Oh, as for the person who has 30 impact or just 60 death blow, she can't use impact. That's the sad part.
Yeah, cavalry can't do that. You'd think they would, but they can't.
You're most likely running something like Swiss Sparrow or something, where she just, well, I don't think she really needs too much speed, but it's just from the perspective, if you're using her defensively, as much speed as possible just to dodge those heroes that are with speed damage reduction builds. So probably something like that.
And net as many doubles as possible.
Or attack speed push 4, but yeah.
Yeah.
She's actually set up
Fury.
well to take that.
I'm probably just gonna do Fury if we're being cheap.
I'm doing Fury personally, yeah.
Yeah, she kind of has a bit of everything.
Yeah. I actually have another comparison.
Oh.
It's yet another sword cavalry, but the allocation of stats is somewhat similar, which is something I found interesting. Kempf.
Whoop.
What?
Kempf has the same HP, 2 less attack, 4 less speed, and then 3 less defense, but 2 more res. Kempf also gets a res boost from, no, it's a defense boost from his sword, and then he's also got a whole bunch of interesting effects. So I can actually see Kempf and Petrine working very well together on a team, mostly because of the way that their effects just can play into each other. Because
Kempf
can disrupt entire teams just by charging in.
It definitely has a little bit of extra synergy when you consider that Petrine can use that opportunity to not lose her lance's effect by losing that HP threshold. Though Kempf is essentially, in a lot of cases, just do you want to use Eliwood or Kempf?
Yep.
Because they both work in the Thrain's defense, it's just a matter of which one you want to use for what purpose.
Yeah. That's absolutely true.
Both are extremely complementary.
Yeah,
Okay.
Kempf is, like, I would think that Kempf is more likely to land you more kills if he's successful, simply
Landing
because,
more kills
you know,
in the follow-up.
yeah, in the
Eliwood will actually
follow-up.
kill more.
Eliwood is more likely to kill more on his own. Kempf is more likely to enable your team to just slaughter the offense units.
Yeah. Just gotta really, it takes a different level of investment for Kempf, though, which is why Eliwood is so popular.
Yeah, that's true.
Did someone just say, has anyone already made a Mind Kemp joke? Or that should be in 4 days?
There are so many jokes already made for Kempf. That is one. I guess just to put into perspective, there are only 6 free-to-play heroes with more speed than Petrine, to list being Lonku, Ronya, Rutger, Legalt, Athena, and Gangrel and Naysala. Those are the only units faster than her.
Doesn't Petrine just crush them all in attack though?
29, 31, 32, 31, 31, 32, 32.
Yep, she does that. She has a notable, like they can't even catch up at +10 basically. Well, they can,
Yeah,
but it takes so much work.
It would be tough. Not to mention, I guess it's worth comparing to Naysala for that regard, because they both Tellius blue, 3 movement.
Oh man, Petrine would love to fight Naysala too.
Oh yeah. Good thing he has more res, right?
Not that it will be enough.
It won't be enough.
No. So Naysala has 6 less BST, despite being a flyer. He has 3 less HP, 3 less attack, 1 more speed, 6 less defense, and 5 more res.
Yeah.
Ouch. Naysala is still the king of free-to-play, but ouch.
No, well, here's the thing.
He's one of them.
Here's the thing. I was thinking about making a +10 Naysala just earlier this week. I was talking to Salt Blue about making a +10 Naysala for Lunar Strike. Yeah, that is all dead.
Nope.
There's no point into it. I'm waiting for Petrine now.
Yeah. Naysala is still great to have, but I would not suggest him as a +10 project unless you're beast balling.
Though I do want to say, going back to Petrine, if you fruit her, what are you getting? I'm not going to go for res. That doesn't actually make any sense to me. But
it would probably just be speed. Honestly.
Yeah, I still think you just go speed. It's so safe to go speed. It's just the future is just again, guys. We just talked about it. 2 of the most highly balanced, the highest attack speed combination heroes in the game. Shinon and Jill just came out here. Base speed 42, super boon. Base speed 40, super boon. And in Joe's case, oh boy, that 2-point difference doesn't really matter because her weapon adds another 6. So just go plus speed. It's really hard not to. But 30, you're kind of just leaving the attack really behind it then.
Yeah, our attack will start to look a little weak, I guess. You could go plus attack, but given that her weapon still can target res, which is on the average a good thing, and given that she has that attack effective boon, the res penalty, It's not the worst case to be in.
Mm-hmm.
It's hard to quantify how much damage she's gaining out of just dropping 2 or foes res instead of their defense.
Right, that is also
Like,
true. Yeah.
Look
So
for
don't
legendary.
get deceived by that attack. In general, it should be hitting well above its weight. I would say at least like 5. Jeez, most heroes have like huge gaps between their defense and their res. You can see it right in this banner. Jill's gap. Well, she's an extra special case, but even Gatrie's gap is 9. Shinon has a gap of 3. So you'll find value at all times basically until you hit an Ilyana or a Legendary Julia. They're just hoping that they just
they're waiting for that.
yeah.
Even a fallen Julia would probably give Petrine a hard time.
Relatively speaking.
Yeah.
Petrine doubles. But
Yeah,
like
but
even
fallen
legendary
Julia has broken stats, basically.
of course. Though she is bred. Of course,
Yeah.
Legendary Crom, on the other hand, has 9 less res than defense, so even though he's a bit of a mixed tank, it does work out to like 9 extra damage for just doing that.
Hold on. Casey just mentioned something really cool. But my point is, Petrine kills poor Ferdy. Yes, Ferdinand was the most recent Cav demo, and he's very much dead.
Oh, he's so dead. Pulling up Ferdinand von Ayer.
I've already got the stats right here.
Of course.
So
Do it.
Ferdinand has 6 less BST.
Wow.
He has 1 less HP, 3 less attack, 2 less speed, equal defense and res.
Yeah, no, he's dead. There's no point. No point.
There's no point. Unless you like Ferdinand von Ayer, there's no point.
And unless you got super lucky and pull a bunch of. By the way, I don't think anyone like pulled 10 copies naturally, unless you're a whale. But
I mean, I pulled close to that.
Reinforced
really?
emote.
well, yes,
Yeah,
but I don't think.
Lucky with, I've been lucky with Ferdinand, but the
Okay.
thing is, he has reposition.
Oh well, yeah.
Yeah,
That's,
that's also true.
so unless you got just a lot more copies of him, there's just really no point. I know she takes grails, but she's looking like a worthwhile grail project to me. I can't really. In terms of blue heroes, you're shit out of luck. By the way, so
For Grail projects?
yeah,
Yeah, for the most part.
it's either Elliewood
You're
or
not-
nobody.
For scoring, it's Elliewood, period.
And
Unless
then for
you got Geese from summoning, that's your best option for Arena.
I just realized something. Oh god.
Dying?
Her most well, yes, but her most competitive hero in the Grail pool that's offensive and is blue is Brunya. But the funny thing is, they both target res, and they both have an attack span of 3 or 4. They both have attack span of 4.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Well, that's what happens when you're in the same archetype, I guess.
that is so silly. That is yeah.
Also, it does seem like the majority of really good Grail units that aren't just score bots are blue.
Besides Bronya and Petrine, who?
Delphia.
Oh,
Fallen
okay,
Delphia.
so the Fallen Delphia.
I mean, if you want to get really weird, I suppose you could go for Travant as well.
Renea is also in there.
The other
forget
notable
that.
one was Berkut.
Yeah. So okay, that is a good point.
And
Yeah,
if you believe in the IS gods, one day Kana will in fact get a really good refine concerning his sister, or not sister, female version.
Yeah. Wait a minute.
But that hasn't happened, so
It's
that
gonna
probably will
happen
never
for,
happen.
We're gonna have like 7 months before we even start getting into book 2, 3 stars, 4 stars. So patience.
Yeah.
Anne
But-
isn't a terrible Grail project either, and she's also blue.
Who?
Pan.
Pan? Yeah.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Oh.
Pan's not a bad one, but honestly, I'm gonna replace my Pan eventually with Elliewood because in most cases he's just better.
And also, I'm from my understanding, Pan has underperformed for a lot of people, so.
No, she still does fine for me, but people definitely try to accuse her as a killer when she's not.
Okay.
She's a tank. But
The biggest thing that Pan has going for her is massive amounts of solo stacking.
of course, got a wonderful kit for that.
Yep.
especially
Also
with
cavalry
P.S.
effectiveness. So
Oh yeah, right. That is a weird thing that I forgot Pan has.
yeah. So does Yarn.
Right, because of Beastbane, Togwell's have it. But yeah, if you're looking at Arena for blue, ironically now Ilyana's a contender.
Oh, that's
Since it
true.
isn't
That's true. But you're more likely to plus than Petrine than Ilyana.
I mean,
At 4-star
you'll
lock,
have
it's
more copies of Ilyana. Because it's
theoretically I will say that. But if you already have all the grills like someone like me, you're that Petrine's basically guaranteed. I mean, she is guaranteed.
It's basically now between Petrine, Ilyana, Altena, and I would not suggest Dravant, Eliwood.
Wait, actually, in my case, I should be plus 10ing Petrine just because any extra copies of her will just be used for attack speed push. Because she's fodder.
Oh yeah, right.
You could do that too.
Yeah.
You could just go straight to plus 10.
Because I was going to kill my Lincia, and then you mentioned Kalmeogi. And I'm like, crap, I can't do it then.
Yeah, I foddered attack speed push 3 from Alencia last month to give it to Aramia because she came with attack res push. And I already regret that.
Yeah, see, that's what I mean. So, yeah, actually, so I'm just gonna make a plus 10 Petrine. It's actually, wow, I've already decided. It's no going back.
It should be at least a side grade to your arena core, and at the very least, it adds diversity.
The funny thing is, I still think I'm picking a Brunya. So 2 4-span blue heroes that target res.
And that are
Great.
also just the same character.
Same kind of archetype. Yeah, you're right in terms of how they view their master or lord. I mean, master's probably more accurate. So the fact that the Petrine didn't want to back off the fight, the fact that she didn't want to back off the fight against Grail because she was terrified of Ashnard, really says something. Whereas Brunya would probably never want to disappoint Zephiel, so close enough.
And I just want to say, by the way, I kind of find it funny when you think about it. All 3 of the major Dane generals have the same BST. Ish. Black Knight.
Yeah, that's right. That's crazy.
Only 1 more BST than Petrine, and Ashnard has 1 less BST than Petrine.
Oh my god. Wait, she has more BST than Ash. Oh, that's not right. That is not right.
That's a little silly, not gonna lie.
Cavalry unit too. What the hell?
Yeah.
Love
Then
my
again,
boy
Gurg-
Ashnard.
Also, Keyblade.
Gurgurant is just kind of silly as a weapon.
Okay, that's still a great weapon. I would. Gurgurant's a really great defensive weapon. But Keyblade saying I say to plus 10 a bunch of Grail units. Going back in the past 10, I only set it for Gangrel, Ashnard, Young Minerva, Iago, and Flame Emperor. But I think that is fair. I didn't say I would do it personally for all of them. I said they're worthwhile, and I do think that's fair.
I still think those are very much worthwhile projects. There are plus 10 Ashnards, there are plus 10 Gangrels, and it's
There are
very much
obviously
worthwhile.
plus 10 Flame Emperors, so yeah.
Yeah, plenty of those. And for the ones that aren't Flame Emperor, it's because the perfs have been really good recently. Like, that's why I've been so interested in these Grand Heroes. They've actually, since Heath, been really good for their perfs.
Well, here's the thing,
Kind of interesting.
Casey. I said it past 10.
Anyway.
Right. I said the past 10. If you go to the past 20, it's the past 10 heroes that have really shown me that IS knows understands what's going on. The past 20, however, then we just basically have Brunya, Kempf, Itsuki. That's it.
Yeah. Some people like Winter Jafar.
Well, good for them. That's what I'll say.
Fun fact, by the way, Winter Jafar is the closest comparison in terms of offenses, having the same attack and speed to Petrine.
That's weird.
It is weird.
All right, but yeah, Petrine is in a league of her own. The fact that she not only defeated all blue free-to-play cabs, and that she matches up against even 5-star lock cabs.
Like, she actually almost outclasses some of them outright.
Yeah, so this is one of the rare occasions in this game where we got a hero that's that is free, and that just outperforms her competition, like paid competition.
Yeah. I mean, you can argue because, like,
Well,
for
Sherry
example,
has.
Sirius has amazing fodder and ball attack speed, and having Omni Soul is
Oh,
very
no.
easy.
That's where your argument is dead. Because in terms of merging up, I would make a +10 Petrine, and I would
I
very
would
much
make a
prefer
+10,
to
yeah.
keep all those series for fodder.
Yeah, no kidding. I would definitely... The merge project definitely favors Petrine infinitely more. Although you could argue attack speed push 3 is pretty good fodder. But like, even Percival. I mean, if you want to think about it in a full totality sense, Petrine has better stats than Percival, and young Minerva has his Percival. So it's just kind of trashed on. Not to say that Percival's bad. If you fought him in Tempest Trials, you know he's not.
Okay, anyways, we have to wrap this up. The fact that I've hit over 2 hours in recording can probably tell you how excited I was for this banner. We've never gone this far for going over stats.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No,
that's
this is
just stats too. Jesus.
Stats are huge, honestly.
I'm sorry, like
Yeah.
it's not even my fault. Shinon was definitely worthwhile talking about. Ilyana was a surpriser. Gatrie, what the heck did happen to you? Jill was hit expectations easily, and Petrine, that was the wild card, and the wild card did more than deliver, exceeded
I didn't even know it could be
expectations.
fast.
Yeah, this entire banner just had everybody worthwhile talking about.
Yeah, no, this banner crushes it. Even on the free-to-play standpoint, it crushes it, but it's definitely setting a precedent.
So if you were polling on this banner, honestly, everyone's good, and you should just know who you need the most. But I will say Shinon is mind-boggling good. Top 3 Archer. Jill, for Gale Force teams, base Jill was probably going to do a better job in Gale Force composition than the majority of other heroes. Yeah, actually, just the majority of other heroes in the game, period. She's that good. Ilyana, just getting a copy of her now would be cool, but you might get Gatrie, though you wouldn't be upset. If it's for Ilyana, you can just wait. You can get you can get a copy of her randomly anyways, so in normal polls afterwards.
Yeah.
But the Shield Stealer was Petrine for me. I did not have these expectations at all. Not only is she just amazing stat spread, has a really good weapon, she's really good fodder too, so all around, really glad about this banner.
It's definitely one of the best times to be able to skip because the free-to-play units are so impressive.
Yeah.
Even ignoring the banner units.
Yep.
So, I definitely think we got blessed this banner for just being free-to-play, and the fans of Jill and Shinon are also blessed with really good units.
Yeah.
And the 5 Gatrie players, the 5 people who like Gatrie out there, congratulations, he's Edelgard.
Yeah, they're really happy.
Blue Edelgard without the bonus of movement.
Or a really cool B slot skill.
That too.
Yeah. All right. Anyways, that's your banner. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, leave a like, subscribe, follow. This is gonna take forever to edit. Jeez.
Yeah, no kidding. So much.
Yeah, I can see this one being uploaded in 2 seconds.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah, I did get those. Sorry, I